been an interesting day thus far across the area. What you see behind me is the way that roads have been across at least northern parts of Ellis County, northern Ellis County, far western Ellis County, from Maypearl to Midlothian. Right here, this was Ovilla over to Red Oak. But the thing is, a lot of you are reporting to me that there's melting going on in front of the studio right now. The road is melted. I mean, there's significant melting off of the vehicles, off the house, those kind of things. And so there's a lot of variation across the area in terms of what the experience is today. And that may lull some of you into a false sense of security to think maybe we're done with this whole thing. Trust me, there is still some concern to go. Let's go to the radar right now. This is one of the reasons that we haven't seen a whole lot. There's just not much precipitation across the area. It's been underwhelming, at least for me. We haven't seen the kind of coverage that we were expecting. Now, if you're over in Johnson County, really from Bosque County to Johnson County up into Dallas, these areas have seen much more coverage of precipitation so far today and are definitely colder. So really, if you get beyond Midlothian, Venus, Itasca, Hillsborough here, all of this really from I-35E westward, you're not really looking at much melting right now. In fact, it's still pretty cold. Now, I've heard that some of the major roadways in Midlothian and Venus, that area, are pretty decent because they've been sanded and well traveled. But the parking lots and the city streets, those kind of things, still pretty treacherous out there. Dallas certainly is an absolute disaster up there, but from I-35 east and south of I-20, from Waxahachie, Italy on eastward and Ferris on south, there's a lot of melting going on. There's not much significant winter weather out there today, and again, folks have been asking me, hey, are we done? Is this over? Not by a long shot. Here's the thing today about the high temperatures. I've adjusted this. We are warming up. Thinner clouds are allowing some daytime heating to get in, and once it gets here, it doesn't really lift much. Remember, the clouds help maintain that heat. So the heat is coming in through the clouds, but then it's not really lifting away much. So we have been able to get up to freezing, at least right here at the studio. Right now I have 32 degrees. And I have 33 degrees for Waxahachie, Corsicana. I think, again, east of I-35, south of I-20, we are seeing more warmer temperatures, but you get further to the west, you are still seeing below freezing temperatures out there. I have Hillsborough topping out around 31 today, 30 there in Cleburne. Overnight tonight, though, we do get back below freezing. We're back in the upper 20s. So here's what I want you to understand. We will get back to freezing. Any of the moisture that's out there, and it's all melting, it's all spreading around, right? That's kind of the concern right now, is all of this is getting all of what was ice to spread out. It's not really drying up that much, though. So once it coats everything, we get to tonight, it refreezes. Plus, we should get more precipitation, more liquid falling tonight, tomorrow. That will cause even more concerns, as we, yes, will be below freezing tonight. So again, we're not done with this. We have a lucky break today, at least most of us do, but that will change as we get into the overnight hours. We do still have the ice storm warning for parts of the area from Bosque County to Johnson County up to Tarrant and Dallas there on westward. And then the winter storm warning does continue all the way from Hill County, Navarro County, Hill and Navarro, Ellis on down to Waco there. So the advisories are still in place. And the National Weather Service is not backing off of this stuff. And that's because, again, we are not done with all of this. Here's the regional radar. What I want you to see is that there is still significant moisture across the area here from Odessa to Lubbock there up into southern Oklahoma. But the thing is, we're seeing this kind of clear slot here, this break in the precipitation that's moving right into our area. This low pressure system that is causing all of this will be shifting to the east. And so what we see to the west will be filtering in, and we will see better coverage of precipitation tonight and tomorrow. So again, I don't want you to be lulled into this false sense of security where things look fine now, so you think they're going to be fine for perpetuity. Schools have already closed for tomorrow. I was surprised they called out that early, but they must be thinking that a 2-hour delay would not be sufficient for tomorrow. It looks like afternoon will be our warmest, but before that, with all the precipitation moving in tonight and the lower temperatures that we will reach overnight, it looks like we could be dealing with quite a bit of very dangerous conditions, at least for the first half of the day tomorrow. So here's the big picture. Here's what I'm talking about. This low pressure system has been causing all of these issues because we had these below freezing temperatures, but all of these disturbances keep moving through and bringing all this precipitation in, and it's just pumping those through, bringing all this moisture and all this lift into our area. So as this continues to migrate eastward, it will push more precipitation into our area tomorrow. Now, yes, it is true that we will get above freezing tomorrow, and we could get well above freezing. We're talking 35, 36 degrees. So we will transition to mostly rain. Now, what time that happens is unclear. Right now, it looks like afternoon is when we will get above freezing. And I've kind of been thinking that for a while now. So that may be why schools have closed, because they think that opening at 10 a.m. may not be sufficient enough. They may need a couple more hours. And if you don't open at 10, you can't really open at 1 or 2 o'clock. So it looks like there will be enough of the day tomorrow that's still kind of treacherous out there that schools may not be able to regularly operate. So we will see this continue to move over to the east. We will get better coverage overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. So let's talk about the forecast in detail here. Again, I have bumped this high temperature up for today to 33 degrees. I do believe that we're at freezing right now. I'm filming this at about 1:30. We still have an hour and a half or so of heating left in the day. I think we could get above freezing. We're at it now. Get above freezing for most of Ellis County. Midlothian may stay below freezing. Again, big variation across the area, but I think most of Ellis County does get above freezing ever so briefly today. Tonight we refreeze with more coverage. I have PM on this 80%. Pay attention to that. It's not raining across most of Ellis County right now, but it will be overnight tonight. Tomorrow I have a 100% coverage, and yes, you do see the transition over from the mix, the freezing rain and sleet, over to rain tomorrow. So that is the case. We will get up to 35, 36 degrees. Tomorrow night we freeze again, but I don't think this is going to be enough of a situation where we have a lot of ice on the roads. If nothing else, there may be a delay on Friday morning, like a 2-hour delay or something, just to make sure we give plenty of time for those, all of that to melt and that kind of thing, whatever we get tonight, because we will be dropping into the upper 20s. Some of us may not drop below 30 degrees. It just depends on what kind of warming we get on Thursday. Friday, sunny, 46 degrees. So there definitely will be a lot of melting of anything that is frozen left over from Thursday night. Friday looks fantastic. A beautiful day there. Could still be a little bit chilly with that breezy north wind, but we get down to 30 degrees overnight Friday night. But by that time, all of this should be dried and evaporated out of there, so no travel impacts expected there. Saturday, 53 degrees with mostly sunny skies there. Sunday and Monday, we're in the 60s again. Tuesday, we do have a cold front coming in, and I thought I saw one TV station in Dallas predicting possibly a wintry mix on Tuesday. I don't understand quite what they were pointing at there, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I don't see that happening. I see a 30% chance of rain with a cold front moving in, a high of 60 degrees that day. That's 7 days out, though. Give it some time. We'll see what that forecast holds. I don't think we're looking at winter precipitation, at least not at this point, but I'll definitely keep you updated if that changes. So for right now, keep in mind, we do expect more precipitation tonight, so don't let today's melting lead you to a false sense that somehow this is over. We will get more precipitation overnight tonight. It will freeze. It will take time to thaw out tomorrow. Most schools across at least Ellis County are closed tomorrow, but we will get above freezing enough to where we will transition to just rain. Tomorrow night, we drop to the upper 20s again. We could freeze some of this leftover moisture. Friday morning, there could be some concerns, but we will quickly get above freezing on Friday. And then we go on to warm up from there. If you're following those closures, make sure you go to elliscountyweather.com/closures to follow those being updated throughout the day. I'm going to try my best to keep on top of those. It's been a lot of work to keep up with the changes in the weather forecast this morning and the closures, but I will have those there. And if you want to report a closure and you are a school administrator or a business owner or government official, send an email to kevin@elliscountyweather.com.